Hey, just kind of want to do a quick little demo on the install for your 89 Sabers Luke V2 hilt. So originally we wanted to install this with a metal crystal chamber chassis, but there were some fitment issues there. So instead of that, we opted to install with a simpler eco chassis. So we have our illuminated stock NeoPixel connector installed up there. And the chassis is kind of located along this entire length of the hilts. So the rib cage here is where the battery section is. So just unscrew that. We'll reveal your battery holder here. It's got a thin neck or a chassis connector up there, a 4-rail to interface with the NeoPixel connector. Got a test battery in here, so let me remove that. Got your battery holder there. It's marked, probably a little bit hard to see, but marked positive there, right there. And then embedded in there is marked negative. Get your spring side down here and your positive side up there. And then to access the CFX, you want to unscrew the booster section, like so. You have your CFX with access to the SD card down there. You might want to use tweezers. Make sure the power is off when you do that. And your micro USB port over there. And with that, you're going to want to use an angled adapter. To the side, we have a kill switch, some more light greebly work, and your 28mm bass speaker. And then in the pommel, not sure if you can see, there's a speaker spacer there to help enclose the speaker once the pommel and the booster is screwed in. So let's install the battery back in there. Negative side first. Pop that in. Flip the kill switch on. And then screw the booster and the pommel back in. Tighten that up, as well as the rib section with the thin neck. Just screw that in all the way. That way, the chassis connector is able to make contact with the other half of the connector to power the NeoPixel connector up here. Like so. So on this install, I had the two buttons located under the clamp card. These are tactile switches, so we have one up here and one down here. The top one is the activation button, and the bottom one is the auxiliary button. Let's put a blade in here. So I have a 1-inch dagger test blade. It's going to be a little bit hard to insert it because the emitter on 89 Sabers hilts tend to be a little bit tighter, which is actually good, especially for blade stability. So let's push that in all the way. And because the emitter is extremely tight, I don't actually need to tighten in this retention screw here for the demo. So we have blaster blocks. And we hold down the auxiliary, you get a lockup effect. It's probably a force effect. You got flash on flash. And you got speed swing, as well as reaction swings. And then to access spectrum mode, just hold down the auxiliary. Spectrum. And tap the main switch. And just rotate it to kind of cycle through. Let's go with a cyan, if I can find it.
Blade profiles.
Hold the main button to turn it off, and then to access your sound banks, just hold the auxiliary button,
Sound bank selection.
Nightfall.
Crystal
And
focus.
then just cycling through the menu.
Nebula.
Bringing.
On. Revolt. Shackles. Revolt. On.
Let's go with a Hoth. So by default all the fonts have a red color. So to access spectrum again.
Spectrum.
Go back to cyan. And there you have it. Here's your 89 Sabers Luke V2 finally installed. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for letting me work on this, and may the force be with you.